I'm just gonna go with all my questions, whatever you want.
No, rage. I'm down.
Yo, my people. Welcome to another episode of The Kid Show. This is like episode number 60. And today we got a special guest. Kim Jayde Robinson, the award-winning fashion icon. There's just so many words to describe you. How are you?
Oh my God, I'm good. I'm so excited to be here, man.
How was the USS?
It was so good. We were saying off cam how cool it is to be in a space where people really value collaboration. They understand that in order to grow and reach more people, they work together. So I think that was something I wasn't expecting. And people are really nice.
Yeah.
Really, really nice. We just have much better food here. The food is way better here.
But do you think people in Joburg, specifically because you're based in Joburg, right? Do you think they are less likely to collaborate? Or do you just feel like in the USA it's an exceptional way?
Yeah, I think there it's exceptional. I think here, if they know you and they see you at the same events and they're like, oh, feel comfortable, then they'll reach out.
Yeah.
Whereas there, complete strangers will just slide in your DM and be like, hey, I saw you in my city. Come, let's shoot. Like
That's
that.
dope.
It's so cool.
That's dope. Yeah, people want to be too cool to send DMs. I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
I feel like in SA specifically, no one wants to be a fan anymore.
They don't want to lose cool points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The auto points are going to deplete. You said the food was not really great.
The food not that it wasn't great, it's that I feel like we have a lot more diversity here. So where I was in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yeah.
And it's not like New York or LA that is super, super multicultural. So Cincinnati, Ohio is like Midwest America. And it's like pizza, burgers, sandwiches.
It's just the same stuff every single day, yeah. I can imagine.
There's only so much of that you can eat, bro. Like what?
No African food, bro.
Not zero.
Do you eat pap?
I do. I can't make it.
You can't make pap?
I can't make pop.
Kim.
I know. They're going to
I'm
drag
disappointed.
me.
Why?
Drag
You
me.
just never got a chance to learn or what?
No, I didn't. But also, I think I was spoiled.
Was your mom always doing it for you?
Yes.
I see. I love pap, but I used to eat pap every day when I
What do you have it with? What do they eat it with in Congo? Do they have pop in Congo?
Yeah.
They eat pop in Congo.
Yeah, pap,
With what?
Pap is like...
Same with them. Same with them.
Yeah. They have it with pondu. You heard of pondu? Cassava leaves.
Okay.
Cassava leaves basically pondu, but they make it in a certain way. They have it with meat, fish. Congolese people like fish. Like I don't eat fish anymore because growing up, my parents make
Is it too much? You said I'm done.
Every day was fish, bro. So I'm not trying to even dial into fish anymore. But yeah, pap is a staple for us. And I feel like when you were younger and you have like 10 siblings, like your parents buy pap, it's just sorts everyone else out.
100%.
Crazy. But since we're on the topic of Zim,
I
want to ask you about your early life in Zim. How was it growing up in Zim? I feel like SA as a whole and people as a whole have a negative perception on Zim, obviously because of the economy and all those things. But I want to know from your perspective, how was it like just growing up as a child in Zim?
I had the best childhood. I grew up with my brothers. So my parents both remarried and we adopted. So I have a lot of siblings and I specifically grew up in Bulawayo with my brothers. So I have 4 brothers and it was such an innocent childhood. It was obviously before social media. It was before the internet. I'm giving away my age. And we would ride bikes around town, just have to be back by 4 p.m. for bath time.
Bath time?
Yeah, bath time, 4 p.m.
Why at 4 p.m.?
I don't know. That is just the rules in the house.
Is that a Zim thing or your family
That
thing?
was our family.
So when you wake up in the morning, is there no bathing?
No, bath time is in the afternoon, like after school. I know that's a weird thing. I've seen like a lot of people, and I came here and like, oh, I'm bathing in the morning. I'm like, but at the end of the day, you're like dirty.
Yeah.
You must bath at the end of the day.
But when
you must jump into bed clean.
But when you wake up, do you sweat in your sleep though?
No, I don't sweat in my sleep.
But in a general sense. That's pretty funny. That's a culture shock for me. Wow.
Really? Yeah. It was, I don't know, it's just normal, I guess.
Bath time at 4 p.m. Dope. Yeah, but continue.
Jumping into bed clean though. Like clean sheets, clean linen, fresh.
I feel like if you want to do that, then you might as well do both.
But Zim is not as hot as Congo.
Yeah.
Or as Joburg right now, because Joburg
is cold though?
No, it's not as hot. It's not as hot or humid. So it's not sticky hot. It's like,
Yeah, so when you sleep, you don't really sweat like that. Okay, I get you. So 4 p.m. used to come around.
Yeah, bath time at 4.
I actually also have 4 sisters.
Yeah.
And 2 brothers.
We like proper African children.
Yeah.
Big families. I don't think we can afford big families now. Do you think like you would have that many kids?
I was shocked, but before I was shocked that you adopted more. Like, normally it's like, whoa, we are having our children, it's enough.
Yeah.
But me, I think one is enough for me.
Yeah.
One.
I agree. I actually agree. I think you'll be able to give them the greatest quality of life. And travel. I would love to travel with my kids.
Bro, but you don't have any kids.
No.
Not that you're running out of time. No, not that you're running out of time. No, hear me out. When your child is now 16, if you have a child today, she's gonna be what? 50?
Wow, there's no need to expose. What did I do to you?
No,
do
but
you hate me? Look. I had every intention of having kids in the next 2 years. But God had other plans.
No, I get you. But because I think like obviously I was very not taken aback, but it's obviously very unexpected for me to have a child at 23. But I'm glad that like when I'm 40, then my child is 17 and almost on the way to uni. So I'm done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
valid.
Yeah, that's the positive for me.
For sure.
Obviously I feel like the older generation, like everyone thinks they must have a child later, but
yeah, look, I mean, things are really changing.
Yeah.
The average age for having kids nowadays is 35.
Wow.
Yeah, in the West especially. Africa, I think we're still very much of the mindset of having kids young. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think especially women in the first world see their career as a priority, see their health, see travel, see all of these things as things they want to actually accomplish before they settle down. So I think there's nothing wrong with both, whatever suits you, whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, I think there's positives to both and there's negatives. But not that there's negatives to having children, but obviously
there's
the way.
Pros and cons for everything. Yeah.
Yeah, but definitely 2009, you finish school in Zim.
Yes.
You decide to come to Stellenbosch University. Why?
My stepdad went to UCT.
Yeah.
And he was like, they would party a lot at Stellies. And they loved it. He said they had such a tight-knit community and it was very much a safe environment.
Yeah.
I came from a very small town. There were 300 kids in my whole school. It was a small town, small. And so I think for my protection and safety, my parents were like, go to a small town, uni town, you walk everywhere.
Yeah.
The crime isn't that crazy. It's baie Afrikaans.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great experience. I'm glad I went to Stellies. I'm super proud of it.
Did it not scare you though? Was it not very intimidating? Because for me, I think I'm Congolese, but obviously I grew up mainly here.
Yeah.
But I do feel like I feel so safe in Cape Town. Like I don't, even coming to uni in Joburg would be very intimidating.
Yeah.
So did you not feel afraid?
You mean the distance? Like, is that what you're talking about?
Not necessarily the distance, but it's more the fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
Like all the people that you grew up with, normally when you...
Yeah. Okay, I understand your perspective. Completely starting again, I was down for it. I think I've always been that person. I haven't been afraid to do it on my own.
Yeah.
Very independent, very driven. And it's like, okay, as long as I know I have a specific purpose, I can achieve it. Like even moving from Stellies to Cape Town, starting a life there from Cape Town, leaving everything there, coming to Joburg, starting a life here. I don't fear it. I travel alone internationally.
Yeah.
I just got back from Cincinnati. I've done like London. I've done New York. I've Maldives on my own.
Wow.
Imagine. Wow. I know it's like the capital of love.
Why
Jesus,
did you just
don't do it.
You just go there to chill.
I went through a crazy breakup. And so I was like, I'm going on holiday, and I went to the Maldives.
Girls in general like doing that. Like whenever life is hard, they want to get up.
Soft life all the way. I'm done being in pain.
Yeah. So, you think it healed you though?
It was so cathartic. There's the craziest. I don't know. All the hands watching can recognize that Eat, Pray, Love movie. We understand.
Yeah.
But there's a moment when I was in Maldives and I went scuba diving with dolphins. And it was like I'm surrounded by hundreds of dolphins in the West Indian Ocean. And it was just like, what is this life? Like, I'm a kid from Bulawayo, Zimbabwe. We don't have ocean. We don't have no oceans in Zimbabwe. That was amazing.
Do you, so you went there, no cameraman, no nothing, not even a friend?
No.
You just got on a flight, you went?
Yeah.
Okay, that's very interesting. I'm not judging you. No. This is very different.
I'm super friendly, man. I make friends wherever I go. I'm not afraid. I I think it like pushes you out of your comfort zone to the max, but that's intentional. That's how you grow. You grow outside of your comfort zone.
That's why you've been able to go from strength to strength in your career. So many different aspects.
Thank you.
But speaking of strength to strength, you went from studying social work to fashion. Your parents sent you to Stellenbosch. I know what Stellenbosch fees look like.
Bro.
Me, that didn't even go to university, they didn't even invest crazy like that. They invested in my school, and obviously I went to a college. I studied sports management. When I wanted to do content, they were not happy.
And your parents are from Congo.
You know, Congo. Same vibes, yeah.
Same WhatsApp group. Because unlike South Africa is a lot more developed in entertainment and fashion than every other country in Africa, I would say. I think between South Africa and Nigeria, probably the most developed and advanced. In Zim, people are not making a living off social media.
No one's
absolutely not. So when I said I wanted to be a model, my dad was like, "You want to take pictures for a living? What do you mean?" Like, it's not a thing. Now looking back, and I'm sure this is something you'll be able to do in a few years' time when you look back and you've, made all these racks and you travel the world and you've winning awards and you're in magazines and you'll be able to look back and recognize that your family are only against it because they fear it and because they want you to be okay. They want to know, look, if my child has a 9 to 5, there's a guaranteed salary, medical aid, safety, security. With our careers, absolutely not. Medical aid as a content creator, never that.
We just trust in God at this point. I think for me as well, like, I think I've realized that quite quickly because starting out, my parents didn't support me, but until they started saying, "Oh, he just bought a car. Oh, he just done that." Because it's not like your parents are shallow.
Yeah.
But it's more like they want to know that you're going to be all right.
100%.
So yeah, that's a very different perspective. But how did the conversation go for you?
Not well. I kind of how do I say this? And I say this with all the love and the genuine understanding that my parents were only coming from a place of trying to protect me.
Yeah.
In that they said, "Okay, you're on your own.
Wow.
Don't come here for money. Don't come here for assistance. If you want to do this model thing, you're on your own." I moved into a share house. I lived with 9 other Nigerian and Congolese immigrants. I stayed in a tiny room that I shared with another girl. I had to lock myself in my room every night because there was dodgy things going on in the share house.
Yeah.
It was in Walmer State.
Walmer State in
but that was like before it was like really nice.
Yeah.
Like now it's really nice and expensive to stay there, actually, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, it's people. I think people say it's the nicer side of Athlone.
Amazing. Yeah, so that was like my come up, and I was modeling, and I was a promo girl, and I was handing out flyers on the highway, and I was waitressing, and I was working the door at Jayde, which was a nightclub in Cape Town at the time. I had all these hustles because I was like, okay, I'm going to prove you wrong.
Yeah.
I'm going to absolutely show you. And so I lived in a foreign country completely on my own with no family and no friends, and built up my career on my own.
How is that though? Like, this is probably very shallow, but people have this perspective of people from Zim only being black.
Yeah.
So how do you navigate that? I can't lie, cause me also, I was very guilty of that. And then when I said she's from Zim, I was like, oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we got colors there. We got colors, Chinese, everything. Also, you know that Zimbabwe is a 45-minute flight from here. From Johannesburg, it's 45 minutes. It's across the border.
It's closer than Cape Town.
It's literally closer. It's like going to Durban. So it's like, it's super close. We have the exact same things as you. We have the same culture. I think the difference is the colored community's culture.
Yeah.
The Cape Malay culture is a thing on its own. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, like colored people in Zim, we like curry. We drink a lot. It's like same thing. Football, Liverpool, Man United, drama. Like it's the same thing.
Liverpool, Man United.
I'm a Liverpool supporter.
Okay. Moving along. I first see you. I'm going to speak from an outside perspective and not someone that done research. I first see you now on MTV. What's the journey from staying in that share house to now being this MTV presenter, that girl?
Yeah. So while I was living in Cape Town as a full-time model, the real money, and you would know that, the real money as a model in Cape Town is in commercials.
Yeah.
So TV ads and commercials. And I stayed there for a couple of years and really grew up my portfolio and actually started making a lot of money. Like I had a beautiful apartment in Boerkaap, living on my own, living, babe, living. She was earning racks. Life was good. And then I got a call from a Nigerian TV show that was airing in Nigeria and UK on Spice TV. I don't know if you know Spice TV, but anyway, they air in the UK and Nigeria, and they said, we need someone to cover the red carpet at SA Fashion Week in Cape Town, and are you available? And I was like, oh yeah, I know all the models, I know the designers. For me, this is easy. Plus, me, I can talk all day. And I covered the red carpet, and then I continued to do it for a couple of seasons. I was like, oh, I love this. I love it so much, because when you're a model or doing commercials, you're playing a character. Whereas when you're interviewing people, you are yourself. And I love to talk. I love to get information out of people and be able to relay their stories on camera. And so I was like, okay, I really love this. But in Cape Town, there weren't many productions at the time. Very few TV shows. The only show that was on, I think, was Espresso. And there they had the same presenters on for years, and it was very difficult to get on. Also, I don't speak Afrikaans, so that was a thing. So yeah, no, I can understand it, obviously from living in Sally's, but to praat, I know the swear words. Anyway, so I was like, okay, cool. I'm actually going to take a leap of faith. I took all my savings, packed up everything, and moved to Joburg. And I was like, I'm going to make it in Joburg. And because there were so many shows here, tons of local productions, this is where base was. And I came here, no one would represent me. No talent management or agency would take me on. They were like, we don't know you. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, this is like, YouTube was kind of bubbling under, and Instagram, I think Instagram came around 2009, 2010, around there. So I moved here, I think 2015, 2016, yeah, around there. Anyway, what I did was, this was like a life hack of like, so good. Because of Cape Town and because of covering the red carpets there, I knew a bunch of PR agencies. So I DM'd all the PR agencies and I was like, listen, I've relocated to Joburg. I know you guys have sister agencies in Joburg. Can you please just connect me? And I want to get invited to events. I just want to go to events. And I was like, I'm going to go and I'm going to create content and I'm going to post and I'm going to make it look amazing. And that's what I did. I went to every event. I was invited to GQ Awards and I was invited to Fashion Week. And back then it was like, you're sitting in the 4th row of Fashion Week. It's not like you're not sitting in the front.
I saw you post the front row yesterday.
She's a front row there now. But like, I went to every event. I paid for a makeup artist. I got clothes. I was like, I'm going to look like I belong. I fully faked it. And Melanie Trechart slid into my DMs. I think it was 1 year into Joburg. I was still earning no money. Now, going from earning a lot of money in Cape Town to earning no money in Joburg. And blowing through my savings to look a certain way at these Joburg events. I got a DM from Melanie and she's like, hi, I kind of see you around. Are you interested in being on TV? Would you like to come in for a screen test? I said, say less. What time? I'm there. And I went in for a screen test for MTV Base. And the show was called Newsish. And it's a 3-minute entertainment news show. And I went and did a screen test with Mojak Loku, who's a comedian and incredible writer. He's amazing. I did the screen test. I came home. I said, Mom, I got it. She was like, you can't say that. You don't know. I said, I got it. And I got the job. And it was 3 minutes. And at the time, because I was a new presenter with no real experience, I was on once a week. And my salary was 4,000 Rand a month.
Wow.
There was no makeup. There was no styling. There was no hair. At the time, it was like you just hustle yourself and make it look cute. And
that's wild, though.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, the more screen time you get, the bigger salary. But yeah.
You know what? Obviously, 4,000 Rand then to 4,000 Rand now is obviously...
Yeah, it's still nothing.
It's still nothing, but it's obviously a little bit better. However, when you see someone on TV, you think, bro, you made it.
You made it. People wouldn't believe that there's no hair, makeup, styling, nothing. No teleprompter either. So that was the time where you actually have to learn your script and you actually have to be able to deliver lines in 3 minutes. Like there's a set timer for the episode. If you F up, start again like that. It was an amazing learning experience. MTV was probably some of the greatest years in my life in terms of like memories and experiences. And like as a kid from Zim, you would never ever think. I mean, I was the first face of MTV Africa.
Yeah.
I was the first non-South African on MTV Base as one of the faces of Channel. They took me around the world. I interviewed everyone. Charlize Theron, Tyler Perry, Trevor Noah, like Danai Gurira, who is Zimbabwean. She was in Black Panther.
Yeah.
So she was like the lead soldier. I'm sure you know.
I've seen her.
Yeah.
I can envision her face in my head.
Yeah, she's Zimbabwean.
Wow.
So yeah, man, it was an amazing opportunity, and it really goes to like that fake it till you make it chat. It's real.
Bro, I've heard that so many times.
It's
like,
real.
I've seen like Drake making himself look a certain way when he was still coming up in Toronto, buying the fancy cars, renting the fancy cars actually, using his uncle's cars to look like he's actually a rapper, and then eventually made it. We got DDG. He's a YouTuber. You know DDG?
No.
Basically, he's a YouTuber, and he came up. He was not really. He was cool, but he needed to look cooler.
Yeah.
So he bought himself an i8.
Yeah.
He only had about 60,000 USD, and he spent 50K on the i8, and it made him more money than he ever made. So yeah, I think the fake it till you make it is a thing, but guys, please don't go take out an account.
No, yeah. So the chat is the fake it till you make it part is show up. That's what I mean. I'm like, show up at every event as if you're a somebody, as if you are meant for that role. But also it comes with preparation. So yes, I didn't own the clothes. I would hire the clothes. I would borrow the clothes from designers and brands, and show up as that person. But you still need to be extremely prepared, extremely professional, work effing hard to get where you are. Because even though Drake wasn't that guy, he knew he was that guy. He was talented and he consistently worked on his craft. So that if and when the opportunity arrived, he was ready. He said, let's go.
It's more the marketing than anything.
100%. It's completely marketing. We live in such an exciting generation where we don't need someone else to co-sign us to market ourselves.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Before, there used to be agencies, there was gatekeeping in the media outlets, magazines and whatever's. You know, now we just do it ourselves.
And I think like, I obviously mentioned the money aspect of it. However, I do feel like in different careers it's different. Like obviously for you need to look a certain way. You need to look pretty.
I'm saying you can't fake it till you make it if you're a doctor or a lawyer.
Yeah. Like, bro's just gonna go to the hospital every day.
Don't do that.
But also from a perspective of like for influencers as well. Just the way in which you present yourself, in a way in which, like, don't seem desperate. This is content creator advice. Don't seem desperate with brands. So you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like if you're more chill, they're like, oh, he's been here before. Kicking it with Kim, Jayde. This comes, I know it started in lockdown.
Yes.
What sparks the idea, bro?
I'm so glad you asked this. Kicking it was my baby. I left MTV during lockdown.
Yeah.
As soon as lockdown hit, I was like, this is my sign. Peace and love, I'm out.
Yeah.
And I had already registered my own production house, KJ Productions at the time. And I was a sneakerhead. And this is before sneaker culture was mainstream, before it was commercial, before all the hands were wearing J's. And I wanted to have conversations with like-minded sneakerheads about the culture, about the community. And so what I started doing, because it was lockdown, it was all via Zoom. It was like all the Zoom interviews under the sun. And then season 2, we obviously had in-person interviews with everyone. I've had such special guests. I mean, DJ Clockend, he's credited for discovering Jay-Z and getting him signed.
Wow.
Amazing. Major sneakerheads globally. Mandisa, Durban Gogo. Costa Titch.
But she was Durban Gogo back then?
She was just starting out. Yeah. Dua, Shakana, like I've had everyone on the show. And that was really special because they would talk about their careers. And Blackie before Blackie was Blackie.
Yeah, I was saying that when Blackie was still he was still slim.
Yeah.
He was still slim, you know. I was watching that episode before the interview. I was like, oh, Blackie was still young.
It was such a good one. He's amazing. And yeah, so that's why it started. I wanted to have conversations with like-minded sneakerheads and talking about sneakers and culture and their journeys. And so that's how the show was born.
That's beautiful. And was that something that tripled your love for sneakers? Or was your love always there even prior to the show? Like I know you were a sneakerhead, but did it sort of make you more involved in the industry?
For me, it gave me more credibility in the industry, in the sneaker community especially, because anyone can wear sneakers and snap a pic and look fire, but to have a conversation with different people and share knowledge and actually share stories, it gives you that authenticity and credibility among the sneaker community. And now I'm at a point where I'm traveling and now creating content with international sneakerheads and brands. So I think that's super dope and exciting.
I also want to ask, was there any specific episode that you thought like, wow, this is the one? This is not that the others were less, but one that really stood out to you.
Blackie.
What about it?
I had known him and like been to the house where they were all living and recording together in his early days, and sitting down with him and just hearing his thoughts, him sharing his experiences, the honesty and sincerity in it. I mean, at the time he was like, oh no. One of my questions to him was, what was the first dope pair of sneakers that you ever got? And he was like, maybe only a year ago. Yeah. And I didn't even buy them. I got gifted them from a brand. I had never, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Blackie was just so real and so honest, and he wasn't trying to be something that he's not. I'm like, yo, this guy's going to be a fucking star.
Yo, he's gone
and
crazy
since then. And he really has been. And so to be one of the people that saw that and wanted him as a guest on the show, now everyone wants a piece of Blackie.
Yeah.
But if you wanted him and showed him love from the beginning, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's super special to know that you played a part in telling his story from early on.
Shout out to Blackie, man.
Yeah,
Blackie's really gone crazy.
He's a real one.
He's
He's
a global superstar. But on the sneaker chat, do you think COVID sort of dampened the sneaker community? And I'll tell you why.
Tell me. I love this.
I feel that way because I think one of my homeboys, Jayde, he's like a huge sneakerhead. Like, he's probably got the most pairs I've ever seen.
Yeah, what does he like to wear? Is it a specific brand or is just like whatever?
Nah, he's got everything from Yeezys to ones to twos, threes, fours, fives, sixes. Now, we used to go to sneaker raffles in about 2018 to not 2019, and it was dope, bro. Like, you get a pair of sneakers and you could sell it for like $7,000 from like 2.5 or $10,000 if you're lucky. But then after lockdown, what happened was that people were now finding ways to make money. So now there was a lot of people that were coming there that had no love for sneakers, that had no love for reselling. Obviously, there were some guys that were reselling that loved it, even though they were reselling. But I felt like in lockdown, a lot of people just came into the game just to make money, and they didn't really have a love for sneakers. So that essentially made the market more saturated. And I feel like Nike is releasing a lot more pairs now than they did back then. So that's my perspective on why I feel like it's sort of like gone down. And you get a pair now, you sell it for 1,000 and more. There's no pairs that you sell for like 10,000 more like before.
The sneaker industry has become mainstream. That's what happened. So during lockdown, it became mainstream, and I think fashion globally shifted. Fashion used to be very dressed up. Men were wearing more formal clothes and formal shoes. Women were wearing stilettos. During COVID, fashion flipped because we were like, oh, we can actually be comfortable. Because we were forced to be at home. And then when people rejoined the labor force and the workforce and were in offices again, you saw a more casualization of apparel. People you could wear jeans and sneakers to work, and it's become normal and acceptable. It wasn't that pre-COVID. So I'm giving you this, explaining this to explain the context. It became more commercial and mainstream for people to wear sneakers. And then people realized, as you rightfully said, you could make money out of it. There's an upside and a downside to it. The purists, the pure sneakerheads, like what you were saying, you were reselling, like how Jayde was reselling before it was like major. He was like one of the OGs. I like, what the F? Now the value of the shoes has gone down. The truth of the matter is the brands are monetizing. They're scaling up and making as much money as possible, and they actually don't care. What's really cool though is that brands are recognizing doing small collaborations with tiny stores, tiny brands, and doing them in very, very niche little collections of 1,500, 2,000 pairs and dropping those. That's what's like bubbling under the surface. Before, when ones dropped, number one, you couldn't get a pair. You would buy them for double. Reseller market. Now, ones are sitting on the shelf for age. You
Bro.
can walk into Sports Scene right now and buy some ones. That was never the case.
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying? So while these major brands are monetizing and making, as much as they can and bringing back all the fucking retros, guys, like, leave them alone. There are these very cool collaborations that are happening. I mean, like the unheard of collaboration, like collabs like Rich Mnisi, Neo Sarati with Reebok, Tebe Magugu with Addy. There are these very special little gems. And I think that's where true sneakerheads that really love the culture are like, cool, I'm going to get that one. I mean, there are still major collabs that are reselling like crazy. The Travis Scott collab, any Travis Scott collaboration. He's so expensive. I just bought my own pair this year. It's my first Travis Scott, the Canary Yellow Jordan, the lows.
Yeah.
With every cent.
Is that your favorite pair right now?
With every cent. No, my favorite pair are the unheard of.
How much?
Now.
Oh, we're going to get to that, yeah?
Yes.
But how much were those pairs?
I got them for 14.
14 though.
And that was like a steal.
Yeah. I remember we were walking from Shelf like this one day, and my sneakerhead homie had the Travis Scott dropped that day, the Dark Mochas.
Oof. Beautiful.
They dropped that day and we lost our mind when we hit on sneakers.com. Is it the sneakers app, no? Sneakers app. Yeah. We lost our mind. Because obviously it was a resale at the time, so you get it for like, what, 3-5 at the time.
That's amazing.
Then you sold it for like 26,000. So he lost his mind, man.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm loving this chat, by the way.
I like it too. I didn't expect it to be this good.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
No, man.
Listen, the shots that are getting fired unprovoked.
No, man.
Jesus. Okay, it's cool. Continue.
For my lack of preparation, I mean.
Okay.
But anyway, let's see if I can do it. Are you more of a camper or a buyer? Because you just said you paid 14,000 and you don't camp?
That, no.
Why not?
No, I don't have the time. Please.
Please.
Respect me.
Don't you feel like there's adrenaline in that though?
No.
No.
No. I will shamelessly say I've gotten to a point where I'm too grown. Like, also I make enough money. And I have a really amazing reseller plug. Shout out to Dre. He gives me for an amazing price.
Yeah.
And I help promote his business. So I think it's a win-win for both of us.
So obviously for you, you're not trying to go sleep outside with
No, but also he has plugs internationally.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So for him, it's very easy to get shoes. So yeah. But also, we're not getting the heat in South Africa like everywhere else is. We're really not.
We're lacking, bro.
It's so sad.
That's wild, bro. Me personally, I used to go stand outside.
Yeah.
We used to go there like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Wait for Lemkes to open at 8 o'clock.
Oh,
It was the worst though, because when you find the I don't know, in Cape Town they call them bergies.
Yeah.
Basically the homeless people.
No, I know. Dude, I lived in Cape Town.
Yeah, but you know, like there's Joburg people watching this. I'm gonna give them the context.
Yeah, fair.
They would be sleeping there after being paid like 200 a night, and they slept there all night. And then you think you're coming at 4 o'clock, you're super early.
No.
And then
the bergie said, I'm there.
And then you're lacking, bro. And you're lacking. But sneakers are dope though. But now moving on to your content.
Yeah.
I feel like content is at the place now where we have brand-friendly content creators.
Yes.
But we also have content creators that just be doing anything.
Yes.
But then we also have the people that are in the middle.
Yes.
So
how do you see me?
Nice. Come on, bro. This is pretty old. I see you just brand-friendly.
Okay.
I don't see you stepping out of line. I don't see you saying any mad things online.
Yes.
So, but obviously there's a new YouTube community where there's beef and all those type of things, especially in Joburg.
Yes.
So I want you, do you have any advice for those type of content creators?
Yes.
Like the non-brand friendly content creators? Because I know you work with a lot of brands on how they can get paid. Because I got a few tips. I want to see if you can share some.
I love that. First of all, I really appreciate people that can. And I mean, we were saying this off camera, the kind of content creators that make their money and grow their following off their personal lives.
Yeah.
Right? Sharing everything, their parents, their kids, their partners.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. I was doing a panel discussion at UJ and, Munaka was on the panel and she said, if you are sharing everything on social media, we expect updates if you break up. We need a full breakdown. We need all the tea. It made me laugh so much. I'm the most private, personal person. And that's because I believe I signed up for this job.
Yeah.
I signed up for the hate. I signed up for the bullies. I signed up for the mean people, but I also signed up for the perks. My family did not.
Yeah.
They are not monetizing off what I do. It's very different for other people that do. So there are creators whose families are benefiting financially from what they do. And that's amazing. That's amazing that you can be in a small town and really come from a difficult, struggling background and be able to uplift your whole family. That's amazing. Okay. I am the complete opposite. My family is very private. I keep my relationship, well, past-ish private. And so the content that I create must speak to the work that I want to put out and the brand and the image I want to put out. It is very curated. It is very clean. And that's very intentional. There is no controversy around me. I'm not getting involved in beef and drama. If I hate you, I'm not going to say it. It's like a smile and wave and God bless, watch me make money. Like, that's my vibe. The other content creators that you speak of are a completely new generation that actually lean into controversy. They lean into what is the most shocking clickbait thing that I can do to get my views. And that is content that I consume, especially I think on TikTok and Instagram. I love TikTok that kind of content.
I personally can't.
I can't create that content, but I love consuming it. It's entertaining. My only thing is, it makes it challenging for brands to put you in a specific box. Brands want to clearly understand, what am I co-signing, right? So for me, I'll use myself as an example. Fashion, entertainment, music, sneakers, culture. It's easy. It's easy for them to put me in a box and say, this is what we are co-signing and this is what we're attaching to. If you only create content with your boyfriend and there's a food brand that wants to work with you, it's like, okay, but if her boyfriend is not in the videos, is she going to get the views, reach, and engagement? Do you know what I mean? Then you're forced to constantly create content with this other person. Are you paying him as well? Are you guys both growing? Okay, now when you break up, your views and engagement drops. What? Do you know what I'm saying? There's so many risks attached to that, especially couples content, that like, I'm not willing to risk it. I like that I have a clean brand that people can associate and attach to. If I want to be a little bit more edgy, it's in fashion. It's how I express myself with my clothing. That's where I think I like take risks and have fun. But I think I have longevity in the industry because of it. I've been in the industry. We're going on like 15 years.
15 years is wild.
Yeah, and to still consistently be working and getting more money every year and getting more opportunities and still be relevant, I'm super proud of that.
And you're doing but for me, my advice to the content creators who are very controversial, go on Facebook. Facebook is monetized. Is your Facebook monetized?
Yeah, I actually don't make money on Facebook.
You don't?
No.
Well, I got monetized on Facebook, but I'm stopping to post on Facebook because what it does though is it basically alters your Instagram interaction. Like your Instagram interaction goes down, Facebook comes up. Because I picked up like 40,000 followers on Facebook.
Do you know how massive Facebook is in Africa? Do you know that like, because Instagram and TikTok takes a lot of data, and in the rest of Africa, data is very expensive. Facebook is huge in ROA, like in the rest of Africa. That's where they go to for their content. And fun fact, in case you ever are trying to get press and stuff, a lot of media outlets go onto Facebook to get stories, because obviously on Instagram and Twitter, you don't put long captions explaining what you're doing. Whereas if you're uploading something on Facebook, you're uploading an album, you can put a full description about the event, the brands, the whatever. And so I actually get a lot of press off Facebook, surprisingly.
But you're not monetized though?
No.
Oh, you need to get ads on Reels. I got ads on Reels, and like in a very transparent manner. I made like I think I made $500 in
amazing
like 3 weeks. Obviously, like that's repurposing my content, so that's very, very, very chill. So if you guys are struggling to make money on socials, I'm just dropping something that I don't have to drop. But this is for you, boys. And like you can post whatever you want. You can be the most controversial person ever and make money off it. Because this is essentially what TikTok does in other countries for other creators. We don't have it on TikTok. So Facebook is the way you need to dial in. You need to go there. There's money. But just make sure you follow the community guidelines and all of that. And then you should be okay.
Meta needs to pay you. Wow.
I actually went to a Meta event and I learned all these things there.
Amazing.
But it's obviously some creators, or not all the creators were there.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to go into a round called favorites.
Okay.
A segment called favorites. I'm going to ask you a few things and you're just going to have to.
Okay.
Quick.
Fast. Okay, cool. Let's go.
Favorite rapper?
Drake.
Favorite rapper in SA?
Aries.
Aries.
Wow, guys, watch him live. He is amazing live.
He's great, yeah?
Also, I love Blackie. So Blackie, like my soul, but Aries live, oh my God, amazing.
Okay, favorite content creator?
Cassidy. I love her. Are we talking local, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cassidy.
Constantia Mom.
Ah, dope. Shout out Cassidy, man.
I also love your content.
I was waiting for that. Favorite brand?
I'm trying to not be like, I'm not, you know.
I get you. Favorite brand right now?
What kind of brand?
Sneaker, clothing, whichever one you want. Just one brand that stands out to you.
Oh, that's so hard.
You don't want to leave anyone out, no?
No, it's so hard. I think, I'm going to be say, I think locally, Galax Boy, love what they're doing. And I think internationally, Balenciaga.
Oh, dope. Favorite food right now?
Sushi. I love sushi.
Country you've traveled to? Favorite country?
Definitely USA. New York is my favorite city on earth.
Favorite pairs of sneakers?
I'm going to go classic and go some like classic Air Force One, triple white.
Okay.
High
Dope.
top.
That's a universal.
You can't go wrong.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. Favorite football team?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm a Liverpool. I
gave you a chance to redeem
You'll never
yourself.
walk alone, my guy.
Locally?
Hey.
Locally?
Ooh. Stallies? Yeah.
You like Stellies?
Yeah. So I know. My ex's stepdad is the coach.
Oh, what's
Steve Barker. Shout out.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah. I'm
Top-
super diverse, guys.
Yeah, top 5 favorite content creators right now. Someone that you really enjoy, like in your personal time, like on a serious one, without obviously putting me aside.
Oh, put me aside. Okay. Corny, but Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
She's a constant reference for style.
Yeah.
Eva Longoria. She is, obviously everyone knows her for acting and whatever, but she's an incredible producer and director.
Yeah.
Viola Davis, because she actually doesn't post a lot of her own content. She reposts inspiring content. Blackie's great in terms of recording artists because he's super playful. I love what he does on TikTok. He's great. It's so hard to think on the spot,
Yeah, when they tell you
like,
that,
I want to take out my phone. Can I take out my phone and tell you
let's
who I'm obsessed with?
Cassidy?
No, we already said Cassidy.
Oh, so now you're making another top 5?
Yes.
Aibo.
I want options.
I get you.
There's a girl that I'm obsessed with. She was on a reality show and now her fashion is amazing.
Local?
Yes. No, internationally.
International.
I love reality, like trash reality shows. It's like my guilty pleasure in life.
I saw this new show on, I don't know if it's a UK show. It's called Dating Naked.
Stop it.
For real.
Absolutely not. Are you kidding me?
Like, everyone's naked on the show. It's crazy, you know?
Why would they do that?
I think there's a market for it. I really go on Twitter. I have a burner account on Twitter because I don't look at men like that.
But you can be like, oh, that's a good looking guy.
Yeah, there's good looking guys on there. Yeah.
Not like, oh, it's smash, but like, you'd be like, I mean, no disrespect. This is her. Please, can I show you?
Yeah.
Her name is Alara. And
I get you.
She creates fashion content.
This is different.
But she makes a lot of her own stuff.
Yeah. That's wild.
Amazing.
And obviously in the fashion space that works for you.
Yeah.
Okay. That's an interesting list. That's very different list. I never thought I'd hear that. Do you watch YouTube anyhow?
I'm not a YouTube person. I'm a YouTube person for music. I know that sounds so lame.
Do you know any YouTubers like locally? I mean, besides me, like I keep picking myself up. I'm sorry, guys.
You are amazing though.
But like anyone that you like, wow, or that you've heard of, because the YouTube scene is getting big.
The YouTube scene is very big.
Locally, of course. No one that you've heard of or you've listened to.
There are people. I mean, I'm not a YouTube girl. I don't want to lie to you guys.
Now I
I'm
got
not
you.
gonna cap to you. Keep it real.
Last few questions before we go. Anything that you are working on that we should look out for?
Yes.
You've been waiting for this question.
Time has arrived. Okay. Everyone has been asking for another season of Kicking It, and we were very intentional about waiting for the right time.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can relate. As a creator, you want to be inspired and excited.
Yeah.
Especially when you're committing to YouTube, because YouTube is a lot of time and effort and investment. So we just shot 2 special episodes of Kicking It with Kim Jayde in Cincinnati, Ohio, with Unheard Of. Imagine calling your brand Unheard Of. I love that. The brand is called
that's dope. That's actually clever.
So clever. And I got to interview the founder and owner, Phil, who is so amazing. They've done collaborations with SB Dunks.
Yeah.
They've done collaborations with Addy, the rivalry. So I am very excited because we get exclusive insight into the next sneaker that hasn't even dropped yet.
Wow.
And so that's
the Unheard.
Yeah, an Unheard Of collaboration with Addy.
Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah, I had there's a floral. There's a grandma. What's it?
Yeah, Grandma's Couch.
Grandma's Couch.
Shout out, Grandma's Couch.
Guys, if you guys don't know what Grandma's Couch, basically, Phil the founder, the one that Phil the founder grew up in a very, very dark place, a dark home. And then his only escape would be starting to learn how to play skateboard. So to skate. And then one day he'd go with all his friends after they'd done skating to his grandma.
Yeah.
And his grandma house just inspired him to create Unheard Of.
What was so dope though is that specific silhouette. Everyone, I'm sure, like, it was so crazy to me. There's a white guy in Cincinnati, Ohio, whose granny's couch was floral and had the plastic over it. I'm like, that's like every colored family in Zim. I mean, like, I know in South Africa as well, there's like our POCs, like, have the floral couch and the plastic, and then like there's the good china that you never use. And I'm like, it's so crazy how relatable the story was across oceans. And so for me, when I heard about Grandma's Couch and the story behind it, and then I interview him about Erica's Poem, which is another sneaker, it's just like, I was like, oh wow, the human connection, regardless of where you come from, we all can relate to the same stories. While I'm on the topic, I would love to give you a little gifty.
Wow. For me?
Yes, for you. It's a little some from Ohio, so you can flex as well.
I'm gonna tell my friends I've been to the States.
Yeah, you can.
This is my first time ever getting a gift. Thank you, Kim.
What?
This is my first time on a show, like on my show. This is like the first time.
You need to have more brand-friendly content creators on your show.
Can I do unboxing?
Yes, okay. Sure.
I got a young t-shirt. It's Unheard Of, by the way.
Okay, now let me not take things out.
It's
you
crazy.
do it.
It's crazy.
No, shame. I think you know the story, and so I think that's why it's so special. To have this. And as like a small town kid, you can relate to a young hustler.
Just trying to make
his own way.
This is wow. Thank you so much, Kim.
Of course.
I really appreciate you. Wow, this is.
Thank you for having me on the show. It's been such an honor.
Yeah, I had the time, like one of my favorite episodes. I was really afraid that might not be the one. I didn't believe in you, but I believe. You know when you interview an interviewer?
Yeah.
I was a bit afraid. I thought we were gonna clash a bit, but you actually made it work. Even though we both have a lot to say.
Even though you fired shots at me consistently throughout the show.
Thank you for the gift makes up for it though. The gift is insane. But guys, this has been another episode of The Kid Show.
Yes.
This is probably episode like number 61. Shout out to Kim Jayde. I'm all the way in Joburg hustling for you guys. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out Unheard.
Check out Kicking It with Kim Jayde.
Check out Kicking It with Kim Jayde. The episode dropping soon. Anyone that you'd like to interview before we go internationally?
I would like to interview internationally. Upscale Vandal. I'm going to put you on.
Yeah.
This guy is incredible, based in New York, also has his own brand, but has been a major hustler for over a decade. He was in prison, came out of prison, created a crazy lifestyle for himself, like in the entertainment industry. Amazing. I would love to interview him on camera.
I would like to see you interview Clint 419.
Ooh.
That would be a good one.
Through.
That would be a good one, yeah?
We also need to find more female sneakerheads. I think Sally Sneakers, I'd love to interview her. She's in Copenhagen. Shout out to the hands in the sneaker game. Vital.
Yeah, dope, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Bye.